Alright, I got another hammer gun here. Beautiful antique hammer gun. This particular one was made by W. Richards. Let's focus it in there. There you go. W. Richards. A lot of people think it's Wesley Richards, which it might be, but could be William Richards, Belgium or British. I haven't really looked at the proof marks yet on this one. A lot of these were copycats of Wesley Richards. Wesley Richards was, you know, at the time they were making them from London or Birmingham, I guess, England, and very, very good quality shotguns at the time. And they made pistols, I believe, for their military, and they were just all around great quality. Expensive today. If you could find a good Wesley Richards double barrel shotgun, maybe like a box lock or some sort, they go into the thousands of dollars, especially if they're all engraved and everything. So it goes back and forth with people saying that when you see a W. Richards, it's possible it could be Wesley, but usually a Wesley Richards have a complete name. It's spelled Wesley and then the last name Richards, so it would be Wesley first and then the last name. So this is abbreviation of W and then the last name. So that's possible that it's not a pure Wesley Richards, but some people say it is, but some people say it's not. So, but in the history books, it sort of looks, it's going for that. If you see a Wesley Richards, it has to be written out with Wesley instead of just a W abbreviation. So I would think this shotgun was made probably in the mid to late 1880s. It still works, believe it or not. The hammers are very strong. Let me turn it around this way. I actually put a new screw on. It's hard to get these screws for these hammers. You know, this is the original one there. And as you can see, it's kind of rounded off and it has a built-in sort of like a flat washer, and just looks nice. But this one here, I kind of rounded off the screw myself and it works. I mean, it keeps the hammer tight, but you know, they're hard to find. You can still get them. You could still get them in this particular style, but they're just extremely hard to find. But the hammers are super tight. You know, they're very, very tight, especially the left side one. Oops, sorry. That one I fired accidentally. Glad there was nothing in the chambers, right? No, all my videos I check, I always make sure there's nothing in the chamber. So, you technically, you have to, let me get this thing back into where it goes. Okay. So, when you want to load a couple rounds, you have to cock it first like that. It has a first cock. And then same with this one, and it's called an underlever. So the underlever is right here. This is how you open it up. See how that opens and closes. So as soon as you bring it back, it tightens it up. I have a few of these in different names. My Parkhurst is just like this, or my Randall. It's almost very, very similar. So then there's side lever ones, which would have like a little side lever here, and you just open it up that way. But these underlevers are really nice because they actually close tight. They shoot well. This one is still shoots, like I said, but you shoot very, very light loads, especially if you're reloading. Black powder, you know, you take it down to 50 to 60 grains. Like 62 is, I don't go any more than 62. And you're able to shoot them in this, even though that this is not heavy pitted in the barrels, but it's kind of mid-range. So if you open this up, I don't know if you could, I don't think I could see it. Let's see. You could see a little bit there, say. Yeah, there's my dog back there. So it's still shootable. You could get a bore reamer in here and just clean this out a little bit and make it just slightly pitted. But these barrels are pretty heavy. These are usually laminated steel. This one says laminated steel, yeah. But it's still a pretty heavy duty steel. A lot of people disagree on that also, that you shouldn't shoot anything in these. But if you check them and then there's no bulges or anything, and the the rib is still soldered strong into the barrel here, you're still capable of shooting light loads. And then if you have some bulges up in here or some like big dents, like say from here to here, well, again, you're allowed to cut these down to 18 inches, and then you can eliminate whatever's up here. Because usually when you buy these, they're usually all dented up in here, and there's maybe a couple little bulges or some sort of defects. Maybe your top rib up here is just slightly coming off. What I would recommend doing is just cutting it right there. So, and that's what I did to this one. Let me show you here. See, this one's cut down. This is actually a Remington. I think it's an 1899 or can't remember. It might be in 1897 or some sort. But this was cut down because this was in pretty bad shape. So this actually was made into a coach gun. But it's still in kind of disarray, but it still works. You could see a lot of the dings and dents in this Remington right there. But I could cut this back another 4 inches because this is actually 20 inch or 20 and a half inches long. So I could go down to 18 inches. I mean, not 4 inches, but another couple inches. Actually, this might be 21 inches, I believe. I can't remember. So there you go. W. Richards. Go back to the W. Richards. Nice find. Nice hammer gun. Underlever. Now this particular underlever is not as tight as my other ones. Like if you take this lever, say it's not as tight. It still works, and that's because this one was pretty used. And if you look at it, I don't know if you could see it right down in there in the center, right where my thumb is. That's where it wears. Oh, hold on. Yeah, right in there. See that? See that moving like that? And every time that moves and locks it into the barrel, especially in that opening of the barrel right there, that's where the wear comes in. There's not too much you could do to that because it depends on the wear. You could kind of ping it with a hammer on both sides of this piece right there, and then kind of ping this opening down here where the barrel lock is right there, and it might tighten it up a little bit for you. That's the only way to do it on these things because they're pretty worn, and it should tighten up a little bit more. So, but it's tight. I mean, there's no movement on these barrels or anything, and the stock's in great shape. So, another thing you could do with these old hammer guns, especially I might do it to this one here, this Remington. This is a pretty heavy one here, the Remington. Is what you could do is you could put your inserts. So this one's kind of pitted too, but you could put inserts into the barrel. So you could bring it down from, say this is a 12 gauge. You could use it as a 20 gauge or 410, or even like a pistol, like a 45 long Colt or some sort. They sell all kinds of caliber inserts, but they're pretty expensive, the good ones, because the particular insert that I would put in here would be the one that would come down at least 7 inches. So it would just go into the barrel and you just tap it in lightly. And then I would use this as a 410. This one would be nice as a 410 double barrel instead of keeping it as a 12 gauge. And you can still get buckshot and everything else with 410 or slugs. So there you go. This one again is a W. Richards, probably mid to 1880s. Original hammers. Nothing was done to it except the screw here that I put on. Still in really nice shape. I think it's 30 inch or 31 inch barrels, I can't remember. And it has like an ivory bead. See the ivory bead on it? That's really nice. I have a couple of these like that. It has the original bead sight. Alright. Another one of my hammer guns. Stay safe.